Hello guys, Crispy here and welcome back to another video. This one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the legendary GeForce GT 710 in the GTA Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, or Remastered, or GTA San Andreas, Vice City, and 3, but the worst version of them. So, the 710 is back with the latest available drivers for it, 472.12. I'm not overclocking it, as you can see right here. This is the silent version of the card from Asus, by the way. I am probably going to overclock it in just a little bit, but let's leave it like that for now. We're pairing it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32GB of RAM because, well, we don't want to bottleneck it, obviously. Let's get into the game, shall we? Alright, so let's go over the settings first. We're playing on the Ultra settings. And why are we playing on the Ultra settings? Because the 710 is such a beast, my friend. So this is it. Ultra settings at 1080p resolution. I just want to see how it looks first before we wrecked the visuals here with this GPU. Yeah, so the game... Oh, God. Okay, yeah. I also enabled motion blur, by the way. So this is going to look very good. You know what? Motion blur is not really that obnoxious in this one. But you know what's very obnoxious? Getting 3 frames per second. That's absolutely horrible. But at least we can see the graphics. We can see how it's supposed to look. There's a little bit of sort of ghost. It's probably the motion blur. I don't know. Oh, no, don't go there, CJ. What are you doing? Oh, God, I can't control this boy at 3 FPS, guys. I just can't. CPU usage is going to 0% at times. Oh, that's just amazing. Just how I like it. All right, let's overclock it a little bit and see what it can do when overclocked. So I think like 200 megahertz on the core clock and 300 megahertz on the memory clock should be doable. It's worse. What the hell? Maybe it's still like, yeah, okay. We see 4 FPS at times right now. So it is a little bit better. Just actually 25% better. That's a lot here, you know. That's a big improvement, but it's still awful. Still completely unplayable. Yeah, it's to be expected. It's the GT 710 after all, and ultra settings in this game, although it doesn't look very good, it is intensive. So let's actually drop it down to the lowest settings possible because, well, this is better this way, right? So let's do that. Actually, this might have not been at the max setting, but anyways, doesn't matter. Turning everything off here, including these two, which are really intensive. And at the minimum settings, 1080p resolution, we're getting 10, 11, 15. This actually feels alright, to be honest, guys. You know, after playing at 3 frames per second for a little bit, this is not too bad, right? But why would you play like this if you can play actual GTA San Andreas, the original version, with, like, 60 frames per second at 720p, I believe? That's what it gets. Medium settings, 720p. Yeah, I just played the original version. It just makes no sense to play this one. Alright, anyway. Let's start exploding things and cause chaos and cause our FPS to drop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Every time I shoot, the game pauses for a second. Alright, so this is not gonna happen either. 1080p is just too much, too high of a resolution for the GT 710, as expected, I guess, even overclocked. So let's drop it down to the lowest, actually 720p, because it's very similar to 1024 by 768 in terms of pixel count, 1280 by 720 res, and the lowest settings once again. Can we have a playable experience? Please, 710, are you serious? Okay, it's going up a little bit, but 30 frames per second. Actually lower than that at times. Oh my god. This is worse than I expected, guys. Like, the 1030 actually did a really good experience in this one. I was expecting the 710 to at least get 30 frames per second on average at this low resolution and low settings. But no! Apparently, it's well below 30. All of the time, I think. Okay, no, not all of the time. We're seeing, oh boy, almost 40 frames per second there, my friends. Now, if you play at 1080p resolution, low settings for a little bit, you will actually get used to the 10 to 15 frame per second experience. So maybe when you go down to 720p, it's gonna be a little bit better. But it is still pretty bad. Oh my god, every time you shoot, there is a massive stutter. We saw the same thing with the 1030, actually. Oh, look at this. It's so awful, guys. It is so awful. Ooh, dropping down to the teens there with the smoke effects. See, people are just chilling here. Cars exploding and stuff, and people still keep walking like nothing happened. It's so interesting. I think I am gonna go to the config files and try to lower the resolution even further than this. Try to make it playable at above like 30 frames per second. And maybe play at like 144p if I can. Not really sure if the game allows me to actually drop the resolution that far, but we should try that out. At least we got 30 FPS on average, and 1% lows, but 30 FPS on average is decent, you know? It's not the worst thing in the world. I just got out of the game and I got a fatal error. I don't know. Why, game? Now, first of all, I actually want to lower the shadow quality to 0, and actually, why not lower these as well? I'm not sure if you can do that or if it will apply anything, but let's try that out. Set it here to 720p once again, and since the game actually has a resolution scale slider inside of the config files, we should use that. Let's try like 50% of 720p, which is 360p. I totally forgot about this, guys. Every time you restart this game, it will apply the medium settings automatically, and then you have to disable everything once again, set everything to the lowest. I don't know why that happens. That's extremely annoying, Rockstar. But yeah, that means that probably those shading settings or shadow settings that we applied are not gonna work, really. Alright, so the config file is completely useless because the game auto-selects the settings every single time. It's so stupid. Maybe if I set the config file to read only, it will work. I'm gonna try that out. Yeah, this is back to 3. We want all of this at 0 right now. This at 50% and this at 720p. It's at 1440 right now. It's so weird, this game, guys. All right, now let's go to properties here. Read only, apply, okay. So even with the read only thingy, it still starts at 1440p. And I bet everything's still, yeah, everything's set to medium still. So the config files are a lie, guys. What the hell? Oh god. Okay, so I set the desktop resolution to 360p now, okay? And we should try to launch the game like this and see if it works. Probably not gonna work, to be honest. The game is just a broken mess. I need to resize this. I can't. Wait. Oh, at least it gave us something. Right, so we can't... Oh, it's still... Oh, no, this is a Rockstar Games launcher. God damn it, guys. I guess we should just try the other games at the lowest settings again. Alright, GTA Vice City, the definitive edition, 720p resolution, low settings, everything, and as you can see, it's pretty much the same thing as GTA San Andreas, I think. Oh boy, oh people, please, you don't need to do that just because the FPS are below 30, you know? It's still playable and cinematic. Oh god, what am I... Oh, it's gonna explode. It's gonna explode. Come on, Tommy. It's all good, right? It's all good. Oh, yes. Explosion there. Dropped our FPS by just a little bit. Pretty rough, right? 25 FPS. It's really bad, guys. You should play the originals if you have the 710, basically. I already tried those in a separate video, so take a look at that if you're interested. Let's play at 1024x768 because that's the only thing I can do. So these are the absolute lowest settings in this game, including the resolution. And I also tried to mess around with the car reflections. They're set to screen. I set it to planar low detail and cube map, and I saw that the screen was quite a bit more stable, you know. It was actually stuttery with the others. So this is the way to go, basically. Alright, at least now we are... It's pretty much the same thing. As I told you, the... Seriously? As I was saying, the 1024x768 resolution is super similar to 720p because in terms of pixel count, they're pretty close to each other. You're gonna see like 1 or 2 less FPS at 720p compared to this. And I prefer the 16:9 resolution. That's usually why I choose that res, but if you really want every single extra frame that you can get, well, this is the resolution to go for in this game. Oh god, it's nighttime again, guys, dropping into the 20s, especially in grassy areas. It's just not a pleasant experience at all, and I'm gonna die. Okay, 19 FPS there, so bad. Okay, let's go to GTA 3. Finally, GTA 3, the definitive edition. It says that it's at 1440p, but I just applied the 1024x768 resolution. I mean, why do you do this? What the hell? It changed now, but still. Anyway, these are the lowest settings once again. Let's do this. So once again, it's getting around the same FPS, but this game has this very interesting thing, that the fire hydrants, and it just drops your FPS like crazy. Not too much today, actually, with the 710. Maybe with higher settings, these things are more intensive. But yeah, these are like the most intensive things in these games, and at least it's not really dropping that much. So, well, cinematic experiences. You know, that's what you're gonna get here. Really don't recommend you to buy these games with a GT 710, especially the DDR3 version. The GDDR5 might be capable of getting 30 plus all of the time, or most of the time, at 720p low, but I don't have that to test it out, so yeah, we're stuck with the horrible DDR3 version. At least it's a 2 gig variant, so that's not the worst. I know this was really hard to watch, but I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like or dislike no, actually do like the video, please. if you had fun watching me suffer with the 710, or watching the 710 suffer through these games. What the hell, guys? People just don't use blinkers. Is that the BMW truck? It's not, right? Yeah, why don't you use blinkers then? Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one very soon. Don't, oh god, it's on fire, right? We just died. Okay. Have fun shopping during Black Friday, and I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. We don't celebrate it here, but still, for those of you that do, I hope you had fun. Oh my god, his face, he looks so sad. Look at that. Oh my gosh, he knows that we're playing with the 710. I'll catch you in the next one. Love you all. Bye-bye.